Now we are seeing the some of the previous GATE questions from the subject strength of materials. Question 1. A large uniform plate containing a rivet hole is subjected to uniform uniaxial tension of 95 megapascal. The maximum stress in the plate is. So here the plate is given and it is subjected to a uniform stress of 95 megapascal. And this plate is given with a hole, means a hole is there in the plate, and he's asking the maximum stress in the plate: A 100 megapascal, B 285 megapascal, C 190 megapascal, D indeterminate. And here the answer is C 190 megapascal. See friends, is asking to find out maximum stress in the plate. So maximum stress will happen at the whole cross section. So try to find out the first of all load acting on the plate from the given data. So is given 95 megapascals of uniform tensile stress is acting. So from this we are finding out the total load acting on the plate. So we know load, we can write stress into area. So area will write stress is 95 Newton per mm square, and area will taking the area at section A. So is given uniform thick plate. Uniform plate means uniform thickness plate. Let us take 1 centimeter as a thickness. So here thickness is not given. So if you see a large uniform plate, so we are taking uniform means uniform thickness we have to take. So let us take 1 centimeter, and here the height is given 10 centimeters. So the total area of cross section of the plate without hole will become 100 into 10, and 95 is a stress Newton per mm square. So this is a total area. So we'll get total load acting on the plate will be 95,000 newtons. And is asking where will be the maximum stress in the plate. Means I told maximum stress in the plate will be at the whole cross section. So if you take exactly the centroid of hole, if you take a section like this BB, so at section BB you will get the maximum stress, and that will be let us write sigma max is load by area. Load will be same, that is 95,000 newtons, and area of this cross section, if you cut like a section BB, I'm taking like here, and that will be 10 centimeter height, and hole is of diameter given 5 centimeter. So this will become 5 centimeter, and uniform plate means we have taken 1 centimeter as some thickness like that. So this the cross section at BB will be like it is given centimeters, we have to take in mm. Why? Because we have to express in megapascal or Newton per mm square. The options are in megapascals or Newton per mm square, both are same. So we have to express area in mm. So that's why we have taken here 100. We converted centimeters to mm. And here also, if you take first of all 10 means 100 mm, and 1 centimeter is 10 mm. So this is the total area you will get without hole, and if you remove this whole area you will get the net area here. So this is 1000 minus 500, you will get 500 here, and if you simplify this we will get the maximum stress in the plate as 190 megapascal. So that is the option C is the right option. And if you see the next question here, a free bar of length L is uniformly heated from 0 degree centigrade to temperature T degrees centigrade. Alpha is the coefficient of linear expansion, and E is the modulus of elasticity. The stress in the bar is alpha TE, and B is alpha TE by 2, C is 0, and D none of the above. And friends, if you are thinking about option A, if anybody, that is the wrong option. Why? Because option is C is correct option, that is 0. So why? Because here if you see free bar is given, so in the question, so free bar is it is free to expand when the temperature is raised. So there is no temperature or thermal stress induced in the bar. So if the bar is restricted to expand only, in that case only you will get the temperature thermal stresses in the bar or the in the member. So here the answer is C, that is 0. And next, if you see, two identical circular rods of same diameter and same length are subjected to same magnitude of axial tensile force. One of the rod is made up of mild steel having modulus of elasticity 206 gigapascal. The other rod is made up of cast iron having the modulus of elasticity 100 gigapascal. Assume both the materials to be homogeneous and isotropic, and the axial force causes the same amount of uniform stress in both the rods. The stress developed are within the proportional limit of the respective materials. Which of the following observations is correct? And the question to see may look like very big, and if you see, if you understand in a simple way, there are two rods are given of same dimensions, but materials are different. One is made up of mild steel, which is having Young's modulus E as 206 gigapascal. Other is made up of cast iron, that is Young's modulus having 100 gigapascal. So mild steel is 206 gigapascal Young's modulus value, and cast iron 100 gigapascal. So the dimensions and the load acting and the stress developed in the bars is same. Only different is Young's modulus values are different. So here is asking some of the points is given observations, and which observation is right, he is asking, and the observations are here. Both the rods elongate by the same amount. Option B, mild steel rod elongates more than the cast iron rod, or cast iron rod elongates more than the mild steel rod. And option D is as the stresses are equal, strains are also equal in the both rods. And here the option is C. Option C is right option, that is cast iron rod elongates more than the mild steel rod. So why? Because if you see elongation delta L, we can write as a like some formula, that is PL by AE, or P by A is stress, we know. Stress into length by Young's modulus, that is change in the length of member, delta L. So load is same, dimensions are same, and stress is also same given. So stress, length, so these are same for both mild steel and cast iron. Only Young's modulus is varying here. So here the change in length delta L is proportional to E, that is inversely proportional. So if E is more, delta L is less, or otherwise if E is less, delta L is more. So for cast iron, E value is given 100 gigapascal. For mild steel, E value is given 206 gigapascal. So if we have seen, if E value is less, delta L is more. So cast iron E value is less, that is 100 gigapascal, means for cast iron elongation is more. So the option C is correct. Cast iron rod elongates more than the mild steel rod. And if you see the next question here, in terms of Poisson's ratio mu, the ratio of Young's modulus E to the shear modulus G. So in terms of Poisson's ratio, is asking to express the ratio between E and G, ratio of E to the G. So here if you see, the options are given. A is 2 into 1 plus mu, B is 2 into 1 minus mu, C is half into 1 plus mu, and D is half into 1 minus mu. And here the answer is A, 2 into 1 plus mu. So we know the relation between elastic constant, and that is the relation between Young's modulus and modulus of rigidity, as E is equals to 2G into 1 plus mu, and from this we require the ratio between E and G. So if you bring this G this side, so it is 2 into 1 plus mu. So that is the option A is the right option. And if you see the next question, a steel rod of length L and diameter D fixed at both ends is uniformly heated to a temperature rise of delta T. The Young's modulus is E and the coefficient of linear expansion is alpha. The thermal stress in the rod is, so option A is 0, option B is alpha into delta T, option E is E into alpha into delta T, and option D is E into alpha into delta T into L. So here the option is, answer is C, E into alpha into delta T. So here you may see, you may get, are thinking, you may are seeing the same kind of question. So we are discussing the previous year questions. So you may get some questions or models may be repeating. So anyway, we are discussing the previous questions. So anyway, here, but the question is something different. Here the rod is fixed, is given. So definitely there will be thermal or temperature stresses are developed the rod, and let us see how the option C is the right option. Suppose here, see, if you allow the member or bar or rod to expand, so the free expansion is given by the formula L alpha delta T. So where L is the length of the member, initial length, alpha is the coefficient of linear or thermal expansion, delta T is a difference in temperature. So there is a free expansion, that is delta L, or elongation you can take because of temperature rise or because of thermal uh, increase in temperature. So but here the rod is fixed, means you have to take fixed at both ends, you have to take like that. And so expansion is restricted. So how much expansion is restricted means basically L alpha delta T is restricted, and based upon that, if you calculate strain, so strain is nothing but delta L by L. So L alpha T by L, so LL cancels, so strain will be alpha into delta T. This is because of the temperature increase, so the strain value alpha into delta T, and the stress will become E into Young's modulus into strain, capital E into small e. Why? Because you can write from simple definition of Young's modulus, E is equals to stress by strain. So from that, if you write stress Young's modulus into strain, so this stress is nothing but temperature stress or thermal stress. So E, capital E into, and this strain we have got already, alpha into delta T. So you can write temperature thermal stress is as a E into alpha into delta T. So the option C is the right option here. And if you see the next question, a metallic rod of 500 mm length and 50 mm diameter, when subjected to a tensile force of 100 kilonewtons at the ends, experiences an increase in its length by 0.5 mm and reduction in its diameter by 0.015 mm. The Poisson's ratio of the rod material is, and here the answer is 0.3. So here a metallic rod is given of diameter 50 mm and length 500 mm, and it is subjected to a tensile force of 100 kilonewtons, and delta L, change in the length, is given 0.5 mm, and the change in diameter is given 0.015 mm. So because tensile force is applied, there is an increase in length is given. So delta L is increase in length and delta decrease in the diameter, like that is given. So anyway, we are taking delta L increase in the length as delta L and decrease in the diameter as delta D, something like that. And asking to find out Poisson's ratio for the given information. So we know definition of Poisson's ratio as the lateral strain by longitudinal strain. And here the force is applied. If you see, metallic rod subjected to tensile force, means the force is applied like this. So in this case, the longitudinal strain or the primary strain will become the strain in the lengthwise direction, and the lateral strain or secondary strain will become the strain in the diameter direction or radial direction. So we can write in the place of lateral strain, so that is strain in diameter, so that is delta D by D, and in the longitudinal strain you can write delta L by L. So if you write delta D by D, so delta D is given 0.015 and D value is 50 mm, and delta L by L, delta L is given 0.5 and L is given 500 mm. And if you substitute and simplify, you are getting the mu value as 0.3. So the answer is 0.3 here. And if you see the next question, a steel cube with all faces to deform has Young's modulus E, Poisson's ratio nu, and the coefficient of thermal expansion alpha. The stress developed within the cube when it is subjected to a uniform increase of temperature delta T is given by. So what is the answer here? So how you express that? And here the option or answer is 0. So why? Because is given. So steel cube with all faces to deform. So he is allowing all faces to deform. So we already discussed in the previous model or questions, previous year question. So that when the member is free to expand, so when it is subjected to rise in temperature also, it is free to expand in all directions. So or otherwise it is free to expand. So there is no temperature stresses in the member. So here all faces are allowing to expand, so there is no stress in the cube. So it is zero, thermal stress is zero. And if you see the next question, if the Poisson's ratio of an elastic material is 0.4, the ratio of modulus of rigidity to Young's modulus is, and the answer is here is 0.36. So Poisson's ratio is given mu, let us take it as symbol mu, 0.4, and is asking the ratio between modulus of rigidity. We are taking G as a symbol, so G to Young's modulus, E, G to E. So that G to E we can write from the relation between elastic constant E is equals to 2G into 1 plus mu. So it is G by E, and if you send this E this side, so this will go this side, means 1 by 2 into 1 plus mu, and mu value 0.4, and if you simplify that, we are getting this ratio between Young's modulus of rigidity to Young's modulus G by E as 0.36, and here the answer is 0.36. And if you see the next question, a rod is subjected to uniaxial load within linear elastic limit when the change in the stress is 200 megapascal and the change in the strain is 0.001. If the Poisson's ratio of the rod is 0.3, the modulus of rigidity is. So here we have to take the stress in the member as 200 megapascal and the strain in the member as 0.001. Change in the stress or change in the strain means directly we have to take like stress in the member as 200 megapascal and the strain in the member as 0.001, and is asking the value of modulus of rigidity. So if you see, the answer is, and that rigidity value in gigapascal. So friends, while we are dealing with, or while we are writing the GATE examination, it is very important to read the question very carefully. So why? Because it's asking the answer in gigapascal but given the data in megapascal. So when you simplify the given values, you may stop at the megapascal, and you will get the value of G, and you can write that value in megapascals. So if you write that, that will be wrong answer. Why? Because it's asking the value in gigapascal. So if you write 76 into or 77 into or 77,000 or 76,000, so that will be wrong answer. So you have to express in gigapascal only is asked in the question. So it is very important to read the question thoroughly from starting to end. And also, not only this kind of question, we have seen the other previous questions like these temperature stresses questions. So here here the logic is all faces to deform is given. So in that case, there is no temperature stresses. Some people may substitute the values, and some people like express the relation in the given terms. So that may be wrong. And also, if you observe the previous question, like this question also, some people may go by seeing these values L and change in temperature delta T and alpha coefficient of expansion and E. Some people may go for the option A in hurry and bury. So hurry should be not there in the writing the examination, and you have to read. Once again, I'm telling you, have to read the question from starting to ending very carefully, and the given options also. Because if you see, it is free bar, means bar is expanded free. So when the bar is allowed to expand freely, or the member is allowed to expand freely, even though it is subjected to change in temperature, so there is no stress, that you have to remember. So anyway, what I mean to say from these questions means, in the GATE examination, it is very important to read the question from starting to ending very carefully. So anyway, just see, we require a modulus of rigidity G value, and the option here is 76.92 gigapascal, or somebody make it 77 or 78 also. Here if you see, it is filling the blanks question, not multiple choice. So for these questions, and if the values are means if you get points, so some range also permitted here, and for this up to 76 to 78 is permitted. If you see the answers to the previous questions, if you refer to the key. So anyway, the option you will get here is 76.92 gigapascal. And if you see how to calculate this kind of question, stress is given 200 megapascal or 200 Newton per mm square. Both megapascal and Newton per mm square both are same. And strain value is given 0.001. So that is strain small e. So from this we can calculate Young's modulus E, that is stress by strain, 200 by 0.001. So that is 200 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton per mm square or megapascal. So we is asking to find out modulus of rigidity. So if you take G as symbol, so we know relation between E and G. So E is equals to 2G into 1 plus mu. So if you are friends, if you observe on this relation, we got 2 or 3 questions. So anyway, I told you already, we are discussing the previous questions, so these models may be repeated. So just listen here, and so what you have to remember is, so just the relation between elastic constant is important, that you have to remember. You have to just note down those relation. Other two relations are also there, relation between K and E, and so that relations you have to just remember. So you have to read. So here anyway we require G means, and we got E. So there is a relation between E and G we have seen anyway. E is equals to 2G into 1 plus mu, and we require G means, so G is equals to E divided by 2 into 1 plus mu. E value we calculated 200 into 10 to the power of 3 megapascal, and it is 2 into 1 plus mu is 0.3. It's given in the question 0.3. So if you substitute and simplify, we are getting it as 76.92 into 10 to the power of 3, or 76 92 no, 76 92, and some value you may get 76,000 some value. So if you express into 10 to the power of 3, so those many megapascals anyway, but we require the answer in gigapascal. So I can, or we can write here, so 76 in 0.92 I am writing here, into 10 to the power of 3 I am writing, and so megapascal. So mega means we know it is 10 to the power of 6. So in the place of mega I am writing 10 to the power of 6, and pascal means Newton per meter square. Anyway, pascal I am writing as it is, and anyway 10 to the power of 3 is anyway it is there. So I have written or expressed 10 to the power of 3 means, so this 10 to the power of 6 and 10 to the power of 3, that I can write it as 10 to the power of 9. And we know giga means we can write 10 to the power of 9. So in the place of 10 to the power of 9, I'll write simply giga. So the answer here is G value is 76.92 gigapascal. So that is the answer here. So for more questions, please, or more videos, please subscribe and activate bell symbol. Also please share my videos with your friends. Thanks for watching.